Hello everyone, here's my PPT for Starbucks global business parent in China. So here is the outline and it's my list. I divide to three parts for the Starbucks background and preliminary business plan, and the last one is the final business plan. So I will show you right now. So here is the backgrounds for the Starbucks, and this is the Starbucks story. And Starbucks founded in 1971 and in Seattle. So it's a long story for Starbucks. So let's go in this one. So it's the Starbucks Bros story editing. It's a popular coffee brand in America. So for my global activity business parents, so I chose this brand because it's very famous brand. So this is the Starbucks in the Chinese market. So it's very popular in China right now because the Chinese usually like drink tea, but they will choose coffee recent years. So here is the Starbucks in China. So for this page is for growth opportunities in Chinese market. So for many years, Chinese economic growth has been the source of the power of global economic growth and the ensure of stability. So I think the Chinese market they will still growing up this year. So for Starbucks, it's a good opportunities in China. And China is a beneficiary of economic globalization and is a contributor. And China's development is an opportunity for the world also. So that's why a lot of countries, company, they will go into China in these 2 or 3 years. Okay, let's do next page. So here is the FDI in China. I chose the 2018 and January and February and March, these 4 months for China FDI, so we can do the compare these 4 months. Okay, so for this page, I write China becomes the largest FDI inflow country because the report shows that compared with attracting foreign investment, the growth of China's foreign investment is even more compelling. And in 2014, mainland China's foreign investment increased by 15% to US and 116 billion, second only to the United States and Hong Kong, ranking third in the world. So that means I think lots of countries company they will choose China because they have a big people population and they have a big market in China. So for this page, I write the Chinese culture and politics. So let's do. The Chinese culture is based on the Chinese civilization and fully integrated across the country's various regions and ethnic cultures. I think China have a long history, so the Chinese culture is a complex. But I think for Starbucks, the coffee culture can have a good development in China because the Chinese people they like drink tea. So tea is very similar like coffee. So I think they will be popular in China. And Chinese culture not only has an important impact on Japan and the Korea Peninsula, but also has a profound impact on Vietnam, Singapore, and other Southeast Asian and South Asian countries, and even the Americans. Okay, so next one. And here around the Chinese society. China is a big socialist country, so this is we all know in China, Chinese power is more and more important in the world, and China has a strong market and consumer population. So we know the Chinese have a large population. So and more teenager like the student or office worker and some young people they will like drink coffee, so they will choose Starbucks because Starbucks is a famous coffee brand around the world. Okay, so next one is the potential political and economic rise that may exist. So this page I write the potential political and economic rise. So I have the 5 points here. So write the Chinese political and economic. Maybe we'll take some rest to Starbucks. Okay, so this page is nation, social, and culture factors. Because first one is China has a strong market and consumer goods, and second one is China's market economy has been developing rapidly in recent years, and three is China's growing position in the world, and four is more and more foreign investments enters China. I think for this point, because more and more foreign investment enters in China, so that means more and more different countries people they will going to China, and they also like drink coffee, and the Starbucks is a famous among them, so they will choose Starbucks. And last one is in the past 2 years, the coffee culture in China has gradually become popular and popular. Drinking coffee has become the trend of the southern Chinese white-collar workers. Okay, so this page is for the Chinese economy and Chinese market. Some introduced. So here is my first strategy for Starbucks. Here have the 4 points. And one, choice a good area to select people, and 3, promotion and activities, and 4 is the Starbucks advocate of living culture. So here is the detailing for these 4 points. Here is the third one, and Here we need to choose the street corner, and the store should be on the right side of the road, and choose a neighbor shop also very important for Starbucks, because I think the address is very important for a store. So here is the three I write here. And Starbucks in China have a long story. In China right now we have a lot Starbucks stores in every city, not only in Beijing and Shanghai, also in other cities. They usually will have Starbucks there. So I chose my globalization entry model. So I make the research. So before Starbucks in China, they will use the localization instead of go by standardization. But I think Starbucks needs a flexible investment and cooperation models based on different market conditions around the world. So here's I write my opinions about how to running the Starbucks better in China. So here's the Starbucks marketing strategy. So here is the second one. I do the marketing strategy. It's about accurate positioning, brand internationalization, corporate localization, and localization marketing strategy, and long-term efforts. And here I write about the Chinese labor here. So I think the labor is also very important for a company or for a company in. So here is the current labor market conditions in China. I read a very important point is low labor costs in China, because Chinese people their living price is very lower. So that means the Starbucks they don't need to give the employee very high salary. So it does not require high labor costs such as in the United States or other developed countries. So according to China's local prevailing wage, labor and per capita income, and so let me do. So here is why we chose China, because the Starbucks as the world's largest coffee retailers has always put quality of service at the forefront, persist in customer centricity activity, listened to customer opinions, and finally create a strong brand equity. So I think that is the right reason and why we chose China. Okay, let me turn to here. So this page is my human resource approach. So I write the 2 points here. So first one is the method of human resource does not have to be the same as the standards in United States or other countries. So it can be changed according to the actual situation in China. And second one is, for example, wages, employee benefits, social health, insurance else can be customized according to local conditions in China and do not need to be synchronized with the United States. So here is my last Starbucks China pen. And according to the actual situation in Chinese market, and according to the Chinese labor market, formulate the correct human resource strategy, and shaping the brand image of Starbucks to create a unique coffee culture, and increase publicity and regular promotion, introduce new products, and attract more Chinese customers. Because promotion is very important in China, and when you're shopping some store, the customers usually like to ask you, do you have any promotion or discounts? So I think they were very important for Chinese customers. Okay. Okay, so this is my PPT. Thanks for your watch.